Hey everybody, it's Clone, and I wanted to show you something pretty cool. I'm going to be uploading a video today. This will come along same time as that video coming up, so if you watch this first, then you should watch that. It's going to be really cool. I'm going to be doing a Randomizer Nuzlocke. And I don't know if you know what that means, but over here, as you can see, I have this randomizer. I will put the link to how you get it in the description, and what this video is going to be is I'm going to take you through what the randomizer does and how it works, so that way you're not going to be lost in the series. So this is basically how it works. Alright, so as you can see, I've already filled around with it, but with different save files here. So you open up the randomizer.jar in the file that you get, and this is what should come up. So let's go with OpenROM. If I find, sure, let's go Pokemon Platinum. Yes, this. ROM loaded. Alright, so Pokemon Platinum, for example. And now you can choose all these options. So I'm going to go through what they are and what they mean, for all of you who are wondering. So if you want, you can actually go ahead and play the randomizer with someone else in race mode. And what this does is it'll be good for a speed run. I'm not sure exactly what that means, but it says here, you can pause and see what that says. So there you go. Some of these options are not for, some of these options are for different games, not actually, what's the word? Oh, okay, so some of these are for games past the generation that I put in. So I put in Generation 4, and Hidden Halls were not in Generation 4. No game-breaking moves is great for Nuzlocke, which is what I'll be doing. So I'll check this off. Basically what it does is it doesn't allow game-breaking rules to happen until about level 20, right? Yeah, it's level 20. Because they figure that once you have a Pokemon that's level 20, it's going to be able to stand up against a Dragon Rage. Because that would be really unfair for a Pokemon to have Dragon Rage and just one-shot you. So it's great to have the no game-breaking moves option for a Nuzlocke. You can update the type effectiveness if you want, which is just ridiculous. Like, I don't understand. Apparently, it'll make it so, oh, right, that's what it does. Okay, so basically it really only works for Gen 1, and it'll basically update the type effectiveness and how it changes. Like, for example, in Pokemon Platinum, also, Ghost type and Dark type moves are going to be not very effective on Steel types. But if you update it, then it's actually going to be able to be regular effective, and so on. So it's not as broken. You can update the moves, so you can have the Gen 6 stats and stuff. So for example, if I want to do this, sure, and I'll get, like, Tackle will now be a 50 damage move instead of a 35 damage move, right? You can change impossible evolutions, which is actually really good if you're playing on a ROM, which makes it so all traded Pokemon that you'll be doing, all Pokemon that need to be traded to evolve. Wow, my voice, not voice. English language is failing me today. So, so yeah, this basically makes it so that Pokemon that would normally, you can actually read all the stuff there. It'll change it so that they just level up at a somewhat high level. You can actually do the make evolutions easier one, where Pokemon who evolve at very high levels, like for example Dragonite, who evolves at level 55, will now evolve at like level 35. Just to make it a little bit easier to be able to evolve Pokemon quickly if you're just going for a casual run. Just to have ridiculousness happen a lot sooner, which is mainly what I'll be doing. So yeah, then we have all this other stuff here. So, base stats. You can shuffle their base stats, so you will have no idea what your Pokemon stats are going to be like. They can have crazy health and no attack, or they can have crazy attack but like no health. Literally anything could possibly happen with this, okay? You could end up having freaking Shed Ninjas who have more HP than just one, so they'll actually be really unfair. You can do that. And have cheating Shed Ninja, which is interesting. So then you can also have the base stats follow the evolution. So if you don't want you to have a super attack-based Pokemon as a pre-evolution and then have your next evolution be completely special attack-based, because that would suck, then you can select this. But I personally like to just leave this alone. You can standardize the experience curves, which is very interesting. So basically what it'll either do is If the Pokemon's experience is leaning towards the faster side of things, it'll go into medium fast. And if it's on the slower side of things, I think it'll just go to plain slow, not medium slow, right? Yeah, just to slow. So that's interesting. Pokemon abilities. You can randomize your Pokemon's ability. So you can have, let's go with, say, because only Gen 4, you could have a Charizard with Drought with it not having the Mega Evolution yet, which is really cool. You can do randomize, and then you can do allow Wonder Guard. Because the problem is that if you allow Wonder Guard, then there's going to be lots of game-breaking stuff that could happen really early on, but it could also not happen really early on. It's your choice. You can customize the starters to whatever you want, or you can make them completely random, which I think is just amazing. Or you can do a random that starts with the basic Pokemon that's 2 evolutions, or you can just have it completely random. I like completely random. It's very interesting that way. Pokemon types. You can actually change the types. You can have the type follow the evolution, so if you start off with a Psychic type, it'll evolve into a Psychic type, and not go Psychic to Fighting, or whatever. Or you can just have completely random, which is that, or you can follow the evolutions, which will keep the same type, no matter what. And then the movesets. So you can completely randomize the movesets, but there are going to be lots of moves that will be preferring the same type as it says. So, for example, if you have a Fire type, then it's going to more often learn Fire type moves than other moves. So, or you can just randomize it completely and just get crazy. Or you can do a ridiculous metronome-only mode, so you don't even know what moves it's going to be using. So, then you have Trainers Pokemon. This is basically the same stuff. Let's go with random. So, it's going to be random. It could be type theme, so you can have all the trainers have a specific type theme. You can have the rival carries their starter throughout the game, which I like. It's cool. Try to use Pokemon with similar strength. Yes, you don't want them to have really high-level Pokemon. Don't use legendaries. I like to keep that off, because if I have don't use legendaries on, then I can't have really crappy stuff. So no early Wonder Guard. That is something that you should definitely check off if you are planning to actually not die instantly. Randomized trainer names is hilarious because they just look so weird. It'll be like a youngster Joey would now be Swimmer Jessica or something like that. That's what the trainer class does. It changes what they are. So wild Pokemon. Obviously, you want them to be something random. So you can have 1-to-1 mapping, which is per area. For each Pokemon that there is in the area, another Pokemon will replace it instead of it being completely random everything. Random just makes random everything. Everything just will be completely random. Or you can have global 1-to-1 mapping, which will be every single Pokemon will have a counterpart just in like sort of like a shuffle mode. So you can also have the similar strength thing, so that way you can encounter really high level Pokemon early on. Don't use legendaries. It's kind of fun to have legendaries on the first route sometimes. Set minimum catch rate, which is really good. Say you do find a legendary in the first grass, and all you have is Pokeballs, and you really want to catch it. Boom! Now all of a sudden, as it'll demonstrate here, when it's at red, there's a 15% chance of catching it. It's for legendaries, and for all the other Pokemon, at least 30% chance. So then you have randomized held items, which means that the Pokemon that you catch will have completely random held items, which is cool. And Saudi Pokemon are basically Pokemon in the field and stuff. You can change it from being like random, so a legendary would turn into a legendary, and a normal will become a normal. I like this one better, because if you're about to fight the big boss, you don't want it to be like, oh no, there's a Kyogre, oh no, wait, it's just a Skitty. That's weird. But you could have that if you want. It's kind of cool. TNs. This is cool. I like this. You can... Alright, so what this is here... so if you can level up the Pokemon... if there's a move they can learn to level up, they can learn it by TM, I believe. Oh, no, it's the other way around. So, when they level up, they can learn the moves that they can normally learn by TM. You will probably want to keep field move TM, so that way you have, like, secret power and stuff. Is that secret power and stuff? Right? Yeah, dig and teleport. TM and HM compatibility. You can have full compatibility where every single one of your Pokemon can learn any single TM and HM, which is pretty crazy. You can have random, but prefer the same type, which is good. Or random completely, you have no idea what TMs affect which Pokemon, you'll just have to go with it. So then you have move tutors, and, sort of same thing. If you have a Pokemon game that has move tutors, like for example, The older Pokemon games do not have move tutors, but Gen 4 on, I believe they exist. They might be in Gen 3, but I'm not positive. You can correct me if I'm wrong. So you can randomize the moves that move tutors can teach you. So what tutor level up moves Sanity, I believe, what is it? Okay, so basically they can learn tutor moves by level up. I never really touched this because move tutors aren't really a big thing. Field move tutors are pretty good. So, like, for example, in Gen 2, the headbutt guy. No, wait, that would be Gen 4. The headbutt guy would be a move tutor, otherwise he'd just give you the TM. Whatever, so move tutor compatibility. So you can have full compatibility with everything the move tutors do. You could have it be completely random about what they do or prefer the same type. Same thing like all the other TMs and stuff. And then you got in-game trades, which is very interesting. So you can just not change them, have them exist, but, you know, it might be interesting to randomize the given Pokemon, but know what they're doing. So you can also randomize both requested and given Pokemon. So what you can actually do is you can have completely random everything. You have no idea what's going to happen. You can completely randomize their IV, so that way they don't have crappy IVs, which all traded Pokemon have, which is kind of sad. You can randomize their nicknames from a preset amount of nicknames, so they're not dumb. It can't be like, so for example, what's a good example? I don't actually remember the names, whatever. Anyway, so they'll just change the name of the Pokemon, well, the nickname, so that way you don't get a dumb nickname. But you might also get a dumb nickname because they do have some dumb nicknames in their random nicknames. So you can also randomize the original trainer ID. So that's pretty cool. So instead of just having the one that they come with, you can have a completely random trainer ID. So that way you can win the lottery more often, maybe. Then you can randomize the held items that they come with, which is really good too. And then this is one of my favorite things about this, besides the whole randomizing all Pokemon. So what you can actually do is you can change the field items. So you can do shuffle, where every item that exists will be shifted around in different places. They'll just be switched around. There will be no repeats. It'll be the same amount of everything. So for example, if there's a rare candy here and there's a Pokeball on the opposite side, on another place, then they could be swapped, or they could be the same. They could be anywhere. Basically but it wouldn't be a different item. It wouldn't be like, say, a great ball and a rare candy. It would still be a Pokeball and a rare candy, but just different locations that it would be in. So that's very interesting. Or you could just do completely randomize the field items. So it could be literally every item in the game, not including key items. And that's pretty crazy. That could also mean TMs. You can find crazy TMs and stuff in the field items just there. Or you can find many Master Balls. That could also happen. Alright, so sorry for that cut. There was an interruption. Well, several interruptions. You don't know how many takes this is, but whatever. So yeah, the field items can get very interesting. You can get almost everything to be completely crazy. You can actually find tons of rare candies possibly, and then have really over-leveled Pokemon, and it might get a little bit insane. So you can definitely see the potential in this. Basically, this randomizer will be in the description. You can use it, race your friends, whatever you want to do with it. Basically, just showed you how to do it. And yeah, so I am also, in case you were wondering, I'm going to be doing a Pokemon Fire Red randomizer, and it's going to be very interesting. And I'm going to upload that video at the same time that I upload this one. So, see you guys later, and hope you enjoyed this.